Good morning to you, beautiful Monday morning. It's the start of another working week. My name is Olutayo Gwade, and I welcome you to your morning tonic on the Breakdown newspaper review. That's the paper's review. Definitely, that is the program on your Fenya station. Welcome once again. I'm Olutayo Gwade. Chike Ogogo is here.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State, and good morning, Nigeria. My name is Chike Obogo, and it's the Breakdown newspaper review. And I'll be taking the Punch newspaper, the Tribune newspaper, and the Nation newspaper this morning.
And from Daily Trust newspaper, that's my very first one. IPPRS, why some lecturers are getting 6,000 naira salary. Accountant General. Officer who brutalized traveler in Kogi arrested. Gunmen abduct Katsina village head from palace. And South protest riots and thereafter. I can find from Daily Trust shock as suspended Kano black market judge bounces back. 18 months after Buhari's directive, Oronsaye reports still stuck. Why Yahuri students' release was told at last minute. Okay, still from Daily Trust. Only ungrateful persons will say Buhari hasn't done anything for Southeast. Stella Odua. Nigeria's unity negotiable, says Kingibe. Divisions as APC holds rancorous state congresses. How IPPIS breeds irregularities, uncertainty in varsities.
All right, from the Punch newspaper this morning, the headline here, bold, APC parallel congresses, Amosun, Aregbesola lie, may lose out, party to back governors. With the riders, it's the practice to respect incumbent governors, their party leaders, national caucus member, and illegal congresses won't be recognized. APC as mass defection looms, says Muiz Banire. And we have here Pandora Papers. EFCC opens probe of Peter Obi Odwa, MPA boss others. NAF denies paying 20 million naira to save Buhari's plane from bandits. And federal government personnel cost rises by 79.48%, gulps 13.2 trillion naira in 4 years. 75,000 megawatts supply gap forex shoots cooking gas above 8,000 naira. Presidency faults ONU NITR, Council contests Minister's dissolution order. Reps suspends FCT IRS in recruitment. Demand applicants shortlisted candidates list. NSCDC threatens operators arrest. Lists for deaths in Ondo boat accident.
Right from Premium Times. NAF denies paying bandits, accuses Wall Street Journal of fueling insecurity in Nigeria. Insecurity, 10 soldiers, 21 others killed by gunmen across Nigeria last week. I'll take that again. Insecurity, 10 soldiers, 21 others killed by gunmen across Nigeria last week. Exclusive fear of more attacks as another banditry kingpin relocates to Sokoto. Serap sues Buhari wants courts to declare plan to monitor WhatsApp illegal. APC factions hold parallel congresses in Kwara. Zamfara monarch freed 32 days after abduction. Keyamo Ogboru orders film boycott APC Congress. 2 killed as customs smugglers clash in Ogun. CAF Confederation Cup. Enyimba win in Senegal. U.S. government charges 11 Nigerians with money laundering. Love scam. 2 chairmen emerge as PDP factions in Oyo hold parallel congresses. 2 more before we go to another paper. Half-year reports. Nigeria's top 5 banks post small profits as key income dwindles. That'll be all from here.
All right, from the Nation newspaper this morning. I'm not seeking funds for treatment, says Igboho. I'm not seeking funds for treatment, says Igboho. Secondus, iron deepen PDP pre-convention crisis. Suspended chair won't withdraw case. Southeast chieftains reject governor's candidate for secretary. And Anambra 2021 rule out postponement of poll, says INEC. APC to hold rally November 3rd. To Baba, Soludo role model to youths. And we have here congresses not conducted by accredited officials, null and void, says APC. Congress is not conducted by accredited officials, null and void. says APC. With some stories from that story too, we have Akeredolu to probe Congress. No other Congress outside Osogbo Stadium. Or your APC, why or your APC Congress collapsed. Bature leads ESCO in Plateau. Ganduje hails Kano Congress. We have this one. Kogi government to EFCC. Disclose custodian of missing cash. Kogi government to EFCC. Disclose custodian of missing cash. We have NMPC accountable, transparent, says Kiari. NMPC accountable, transparent, says Kiari. Minister, railway paying back loans. Government targets 6,000 kilometer line. Railway paying back loans. Government targets 6,000 kilometer lines.
Right from the Guardian newspaper, how holy water ruins 10-year-old marriage. CBN supports Lagos Blue Line Rail project with 60 billion naira. LOL and PDP as presidential aspirants amass in Southeast APC. Still from the Guardian, mixed fortunes as APC state congresses hold. Some more from the Guardian. Anglican bishops back South governors. One open grazing will cause food shortage. WFP threatens to halve food rations for Northeast IDPs. Goes to avenge SARS hunt federal government's policies on power, water, on power, petrol subsidies. On IGP's order, police begin probe of errant officers in Kogi. Soludo urges peace for credible Anambra Gubapo. COVID-19. Cholera, measles kill 244. And Bono, do not forget we are live on YouTube. 32FM 949 Ibadan. 32FM 949 Ibadan. Air pollution caused 1.1 million deaths across Africa in 2019.
All right, we'll be having some analysis this morning, and joining us is Dr. Olu Ojedokun. Doctor, good morning. It's good to have you in the studio.
Yeah, top of the day to you.
All right, Dr. Ojedokun is a lawyer and he's a lecturer at the Leeds City University. Let's start from here. Daily Trust, IPPRS, why some lecturers are getting 6,000 naira salary. Accountant General. The Office of the Accountant General of the Federation has replied to some aggrieved university lecturers who are complaining about a shortage in their salaries. The AGF was responding to a series of complaints from university lecturers, especially the University of Maiduguri, saying they submitted their data late and most of the data were wrong.
Well, first and foremost, we thought there was an agreement of some sort that the federal government will consider the UTAS. And so I'm a bit confused there. There was a stalemate. If you recall, ASU went on strike for a considerable period of time. And part of the reason why they went on strike was because of this new system, IPPIS. And now it appears as if through the back door, through some means, that people's details have been entered. Because in the past, in order to be on the IPPIS, you had to submit your data. A majority of lecturers did not, but it appears that whether they submitted their data or not, they've all been co-opted into it. So you begin to ask the question. But having said that, people have always said because of university autonomy, it is better that financial matters are decided locally, so that if there are errors and mistakes, they could be resolved locally. It appears that when there are mistakes now and errors, you have to go to the Abuja to have them resolved. So of course it increases bureaucracy, and of course it also removes the local accountability that should be there. It's a shame that some lecturers are getting, it's 6,000 like they said, and part of the issue is that it cannot be easily resolved locally. So I hope that they will resolve this. A locally accountable financial system surely must be the way forward. That's how it's done all over the world, and of course this is at variance with university autonomy.
And then when you hear stories like this, you ask the question, what is ASU doing?
Well, I think ASU is hesitant because the last time they took us up to the mountain, you understand, it took a while to bring us back down. So now to mobilize to go up to the mountain is also quite an enormous task. Children suffer. Nigeria's reputation in the world, academic world, also suffers. So I think they're very, very, very cautious. I'm sure that discussions are going on behind the scene, because strikes are not the only way to be able to resolve labor disputes or bring disputes to the fore. So I believe ASUS in some sort of way are dealing with the situation. But you see, strikes, they're only so far you can use strikes for. You can't keep on using them all the time without destroying the chicken laying the golden egg.
Is it true that IPPIS is against the welfare of lecturers?
Well, people will say that. I think the main problem with the IPPIS is that IPPIS cannot take into account the local circumstances. It's a uniform, one size fits all. And because of that, lecturers, for instance, can adjunct lecturers elsewhere. They also have a lot of research grants and a lot of other things. IPPIS is a system built for civil servants. It doesn't take into account all those extras, adjunct salaries, or the fact that they may be involved in some research or some other assignments and so on and so forth. The man on the street doesn't understand that, because they just feel you do a job, you get paid for it. But it doesn't happen like that in academia. I do it, for instance, last year I spent about 2 weeks in Delta State, in a university working, and that was separate from my main job, for which, of course, you're going to be paid for, because you're either doing external examination or supervising exams. So it's still in the course of academia, but it's different from your main job, and only the people in academic have that advantage. IPPS doesn't understand that, can't appreciate it, and can't work with that.
All right, from Daily Trust, the federal government is yet to commence the implementation of the report of the Presidential Committee on Restructuring and Rationalization of Federal Government Parastatals, Commissions and Agencies, over 18 months after the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, announced a presidential directive to that effect.
Yeah, little wonder some of us suggest that the federal government is not really serious about containing recurrent expenditure, about dealing with our public finance crisis, and that they only see one option and one solution, which is borrowing, and borrowing us to smithery. The problem is that the reason why the Orosanya report came up was because our bureaucracy had gone wild, and that the expenditure over it was unsustainable. And we're looking for ways to curtail, because we found out that some agencies were you had 3 agencies or 2 agencies in some instances doing what one agency can do. So the whole idea was to rationalize. And I think the federal government has sat on it. I think the problem of Nigeria is twofold. We have too many agencies, too many people overemployed. I don't want to use underemployed. Well, what I mean by overemployed, basically, is that too many people doing one job. Some will call it underemployment anyway. But also the other aspect of it is that we are one of the most undertaxed nations in the world, and so therefore what do? We just look towards one solution, of borrowing. If we implement our Orosanya report today, it will reduce some of our expenditure. And so I would urge the federal government, if that's the last thing they would do before their term ends, to look at the report again and to see what they can do. Some people will ask, yes, it will bring unemployment. Of course it will bring unemployment, but those people too can be redeployed to more productive ventures.
All right, it's an 800-page report. That's your Orosanya Committee report, and it recommended MDAs that should be scrapped, those that should be merged, and those to become self-funding. Unfortunately, the federal government is not looking in that direction 18 months after.
Yes, unfortunately, there's been I don't know what's going on. You understand, but what is quite clear that it's been used as a coffee placer, is it placement or placer, whatever, where you put things there, you put on the shelf, and nothing happens to it. And it's rather unfortunate, because a lot of expense went into it, and a lot of money went into it. And I just hope that somewhere, those reports are still valuable. It will be resuscitated or resurrected, being the word, and applied, because we simply are bankrupt. That's what we are. We are bankrupt.
All right, this headline from the Punch newspaper. Pandora Papers, EFCC opens probe of Peter Obi, Odua, MPA boss, others. There are indications that the Economic and Crimes Commission has commenced investigations into the alleged tax evasion by some Nigerians named in the Pandora Papers. It was gathered that the former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, has already been summoned for questioning by the commission over his secret assets and financial deals exposed in the Pandora Papers. Apart from Peter Obi, the acting managing director, Nigerian Post Authority, Mohammed Bello Koko, and former minister and 7 Senator Stella Odua, mentioned in the report, are also being probed. Others include Governor Abubakar Bagudu of Kebbi State, Governor Boyega Oyetola of Osun State, as well as his associates, including former Lagos State Governor Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and even the present Ogun State Governor, Governor Dapo Abiodun. Also, children of a former National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired, were also said to have engaged in offshore deals. And it says the papers is the biggest leak of 11.9 million documents.
Yes. It's not only Nigeria. If you go to places like Jordan and other countries, you discover that the elite there are also involved. So it's not just a Nigerian problem. But as to whether we have the capacity, whether we have the bureaucracy to be able to investigate all these people, because it's suggesting they are being investigated, and I would say that's not exactly the case. Some of them have been identified, many have not been identified. And sitting governors, you understand, there's only so far you can investigate them, but you cannot do much about them to the end of their tenure. As to the Peter Obis and the Dansukis and so on and so forth, yes, you investigate them, but have they really committed a crime? Well, if you're a sitting governor and you have investments abroad, then you have, according to the Code of Conduct Bureau requirements. But if you're a private individual and you're just being very, very intelligent and being wise in the way you arrange your assets, that's another matter entirely. Having said that, there are people who have done worse in terms of corruption in Nigeria. Their cases are going on 20 years, 15 years. If you look at the corruption database, you discover that people like, I don't even want to mention it, but there are people that 15 years, they still haven't been prosecuted. And so what's the hope for these ones? The next 30 years, 20 years? I'm not sure, and I'm not certain that
it is not a crime to keep money abroad. For public office holders here, it will be, it then becomes a crime if they fail to declare it.
Well, to keep money, public office holders are not supposed to have accounts abroad.
Yes, really?
Public office holders, whilst they're in office. Of course, when you leave office, you do whatever you want. So that's the problem. Obviously, if you're a public officer here and you have accounts here too, it's a crime if you don't declare your assets within the country. And I think that's part of the scandal of it all. But, what they've done is that nobody has transparently invested. They've used all kinds of shells and all kinds of devices. And I think that's what Pandora, this expose is about the shells and about the devices and tools that they've used to disguise many of these investments.
When we get back from this commercial break, we'll look at this next story. Nigeria's unity negotiable, says King Gibe. We'll be back.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bí mi ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jẹ owó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárèrè rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo airtel recharge and blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà. ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021 fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The next family to perform is the Johnson's family.
I'm breaking all limits.
Now me be my left for this world.
I turn challenges into opportunities.
Now me go be the next Miss World.
BioVit Vitamin B Complex is an ideal daily supplement for the family. Manufactured with vitamin B1, B2, and B6. BioVit supports development of the infant and helps boost energy for pregnant women. For a healthier and happier family, take BioVit.
BioVit Vitamin B Complex. Strength for active family. Produced by Daily Need Industries. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
Hello! We believe you're enjoying Titan Farms products like Titan Rice, Yam Flour, Rice Flour, Titan Oil, and others. Oh yes! With Titan Farms, there's always something more. Give your child the best gift by buying any of our lots at Titan Farms Estate, Upperland City, Monia, Idianyure, Regal Gardens, Soka, Cherry Court, Ilaji, and enjoy freebies like 500 blocks, 20 bags of cement, free survey, deed of assignment. That's not all. Here's the big deal. For every land you buy in your child's name at Titan Farms Estate, you can get a loan to sort your child's school fees if need be at no interest for up to 3 months. Yes, you heard me. No interest for 3 months. To enjoy this limited offer, quickly call 0906 007 9714 or visit Titan House opposite Motor Dealer Park, New Garage Road, Ibadan, or check us out on www.titanfarms.org.
Uncle Dentist, what's in be cavities. And how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shay, they use Kung Fu?
No, dear. Now, hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Precious Cornerstone University, PCU, a faith-based institution located in the heart of the city of Ibadan, provides a student-friendly and enabling environment to fulfill your dreams. Precious Cornerstone University is a true pan-Nigerian university, currently with students from more than 22 states of the Federation. PCU is currently calling for admissions of new intakes, and with a minimum score of 120 in JAMB UTME with 5 level credits in English and mathematics alongside 3 other relevant subjects, you can enroll today in accounting, business administration, banking and finance, economics, computer science, microbiology, and more new courses have been approved. Mass communication, international relations, cyber security, software engineering, and procurement. Direct entry admission for all ND and HND holders is also ongoing, and students with
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. I took this headline here from Daily Trust before we observe the break. Nigeria's envoy to Chad in the Lake Chad Basin region, Ambassador Babagana Kingebe, says the unity of the country is negotiable. Speaking at the Sun newspaper's 2020 awards in Lagos on Saturday, the former secretary to the government of the Federation said even the union between a husband and a wife is negotiable. Dr. Jedeko.
Well, it seems to be contradicting what the president is saying, because the president repeated the old worn-out statements which in the past military governments had always insisted upon, that the unity of Nigeria is non-negotiable. And I'm glad that someone, from that spectrum, someone from that side of the country has noted that everything is negotiable. Everything is, even life is negotiable. And I think this is opening a new debate. Which means that nationalities, various nationalities can come together as equals to look at the main existential questions concerning what Nigeria has. Does it mean that King Igwe is going against what Buhari is saying? I'm not exactly sure, but what is very clear is that positions are being clarified and people are beginning to set up their store for 2023. King Igwe is an old war horse. A lot of people have questions about his past, but at least today, he settled one question, that Nigeria's future is negotiable.
But they said there are things those agitating for separation should consider. And part of it is that, they really, do they think that the grass is greener on the other side? And have they considered the consequence of where they'll be going?
Well, I think it gets to an extent where some people feel that the frying pan might be very hot, but at least they may have a chance of their lives being saved if they jump out of the frying pan. Yes, it's true that the other side might be worse, but I think it gets to an extent when frustrations of people make you demand even for the worst situation, because you don't want to keep on living the way that you've lived. So yes, it raises those questions. Nobody will ever know whether Nigeria disintegrates. We don't pray for a disintegrated Nigeria, but no one will ever know whether it will be better off for some people or whether it will be worse off. Some people want to try it, and I think that's where some people will hold the line and say Nigeria together is better than Nigeria apart.
Doctor, let me just ask you directly. Is Nigeria's unity negotiable?
Of course it's negotiable. Of course it is. Unity in what sense? What kind of unity? Are we talking about a unity of a unitary state? Because that's what we are today. Are we talking about unity of a federation or a confederation? of course we evolve, of course we develop. And a country that remains static under a kind of nomenclature or a narrative that is rooted in military regimes of the 70s, of the 80s and the 90s, and feel that that is going to suffice us for the future, I think must be joking. It's negotiable, of course. We sit down, we look at the fundamentals. For instance, if you are saying that I can raise VAT, majority of my people pay VAT, and I cannot take majority of that amount of money, then what are we talking about? Then you negotiate. And if you are saying that diamonds or gold raised in my territory, you understand, cannot go, I cannot have it all. It has to go to the federal government due to some basis of derivation or whatever. Then, of course, it's negotiable. So there are questions to be asked. When you say you negotiate, it doesn't mean, you understand, a destructive answer. It means a constructive response to a prevailing situation. Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean there's going to be a conclusion immediately.
No, it certainly doesn't mean. It's a journey, it's a trajectory. You're going on a journey, and the journey may end, you understand, wherever it ends.
So why the fear of not sitting down to talk? Why the fear of negotiation?
First, I think some people are not intellectually equipped to enter into negotiations. They're not intellectually equipped to understand. You understand that a country as diverse as Nigeria, a country as large, you understand. Yes, you got the word. You understand. We cannot continue just in one size fits all unitary system where all states are doing all but the same thing. You understand, where the resources are being managed in the same way, and where the vision, respective visions of are put in a conglomerate. Yes, into one. It can't happen that way.
All right, it's still the paper review on the 32 FM 94.9. We'll still go on a break, and when we come back, the discussion continues. Don't go away. Remember, you can watch us live on YouTube at 32 FM 949 Ibadan.
Cornerstone University, PCU, a faith-based institution located in the heart of the city of Ibadan, provides a student-friendly and enabling environment to fulfill your dreams. Precious Cornerstone University is a true pan-Nigerian university, currently with students from more than 22 states of the Federation. PCU is currently calling for admissions of new intakes, and with a minimum score of 120 in JAMB UTME with 5 O-level credits in English and mathematics alongside 3 other.
Yo, so they call you a dance legend. One move, and you have their attention. Then, when you start to crumb to the beat, everyone goes wild, screaming for more. But all of the people in your area know you. Here's your chance to move from local champion to record breaker. Let your dance skills take you and your crew to the top at the Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria Dance Competition, where you get to face off with Nigeria's finest. Grab your share of 84 million naira in prizes money and stand a chance to represent Nigeria at the Battle of the Year World Tournament. Go ahead, visit glowbotynigeria.com now to enter. 84 million naira prize money, unlimited fame. Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria. Dance Unlimited.
mo jẹ́ abiyamọ tó níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ mo sì jẹ́ ìyàwó ilé àti alámòjútó lágbègbè mi nípa ìdí èyí ọwọ́ mi dí púpọ̀ ìwọ̀nba ní àkókò tí mo ní láti lè máa ṣe àbẹ̀wò lóòrèkóòrè sí ilé ìwòsàn fún gbígba oògùn adènà ìlóyún alábẹ́rẹ́ àdálò lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo fún mi ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ àti ààbò àìlóyún fóṣù 3 mo lè dára mi gún ní abẹ́rẹ́ yìí pẹ̀lú ìbàlẹ̀ ọkàn dandan sì kọ́ ní kẹ́nikẹ́ni ó mọ̀ sí lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ mi ò dára mi lójú pé mo lè ní ìgboyà náà láti gún ara mi lábẹ́rẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n pẹ̀lú ìdánilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àti ìrànwọ́ mo róye pé ìlànà tí ó rọrùn ni tí kò sì pani lára ni oògùn adènà ìlóyún gígún ara ẹni lábẹ́rẹ́ ti fún mi ní agbára láti pinnu ìgbà tí mo tún lè lóyún bí mo bá fẹ́ ó sì fún mi ní òmìnira nínú àsìkò tó péye láti dá irú obìnrin tí mo jẹ́ àti ohun tí mo bá fẹ́ láti dà.
fún àlàyé sí i lórí àdálù abẹ́rẹ́ adènà oyún àti àwọn ìlànà ìfètòsọ́mọ bíbí mìíràn ẹ pè 321 lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ lórí ojúpo ìpè Airtel yín nìkan tàbí kí ẹ kàn sí ìtàkùn àgbáyé wa discoveryourpower.org. ìkéde yìí ń wá pẹ̀lú àtìlẹ́yìn àjọ elétò ìlera ìjọba àpapọ̀.
Good things come in pairs like salt and pepper, bread and beans, sport and entertainment.
Say what?
That's right. Showmax Pro is bringing you the best of both worlds.
Everybody strap in. We're about to open some windows.
Now you can watch live sport from Super Sport.
In your life have you seen anything like that?
As well as movies, originals, award-winning international and local shows, plus kids shows when you sign up at showmax.com.
32 FM
94.9.
Welcome back. It's still the Break of Dawn newspaper review on 32FM 94.9, the station where joy resides. We'll be opening the phone lines very soon. The numbers to call will be 070550949, In case you're a first timer, we still have Dr. Oluojedokun with us in the studio doing justice to some of these headlines. And now from the Punch newspaper straight, it says petrol is a political product in Nigeria. It doesn't follow dictates of economics. This is coming from Oye Banji, the MD of 11 PLC, formerly Mobile Nigeria. And he's saying when oil prices crashed last year, the federal government reduced the petrol price and removed subsidy, with efforts being made to deregulate the downstream oil sector. But subsidy resurfaced this year, and the regulatory efforts seem to have been stalled. That's some of the issues this guy is looking at. And the headline, petrol is a political product in Nigeria.
Of course it's a political product, because you remove the subsidy and what do you get? You get a lot of economic dislocation, and of course it has political implications. So of course it is true. But there's also the question and the problem that I have with Nigerian analysts and elites and the government policymakers is that we don't come up with creative solutions to problems that we face with this subsidy. I've always said, and I said it again, and I'm not sure anybody will take me seriously, that we can't remove the subsidy, not because it makes sense, it doesn't make sense, but because of the economic dislocation it will cause. But what we can do is we can institute a road tax which will ensure, you understand, that it subsets the subsidy and makes the subsidy neutral. A road tax on luxury vehicles, road tax on cars that people drive. So if you can afford a BMW Mark or a Lamborghini Countach or a Porsche, you should be able to pay tax yearly, a road tax, which should be able to sustain us and the subsidy, which is about 1 trillion or whatever it is sort of neutralized.
All right. Mixed fortunes as APC state congresses hold parallel congresses in Lagos, Kano, Ogun, Osun. Sanwo-Olu dismisses other exercises as Tea Party. Party suspends your Congress over alleged manipulations of delegates list. Edo APC bars journalists, returned Emose. Enugu elects Agbala amid confusion over CEC PC's letter. It's a long story here from the Guardian newspaper. Ahead of the exercise, the signs were ominous and fears palpable as these came to pass yesterday as the ruling All Progressives Congress APC held state congresses across the country to elect officers that would steer the party at state level for the next 4 years. Witness that also in your state.
Yes, both APC and PDP. In fact, right. I sort of stumbled across into the PDP Congress. I didn't see any violence when I was passing the Damasimba and so on and so forth. Lots of people, but no violence. I think this is just rehearsal for the 2023 elections. People have been prepared, delegates have been elected, and they will play a significant role in those being chosen. There are teething problems, no doubt, across the parties. APC has its problems, PDP has its problems. But do you expect that in a democracy such as Nigeria or in a civil rule such as Nigeria? Of course it will happen. The reality of the situation at the end of the day is that we must have people's choice that has been demonstrated within the respective political parties, not manipulations at the lower levels so that it affects the choice of 2023, which some people are suggesting is happening. And of course, let us also make it clear on this program that no politics is not worth the life of anybody. The politicians who get there at the end of the day, they don't care that much for the lives of the foot soldiers. All they care about most of the time is, fulfilling their own personal ambition.
If we cannot achieve democracy at the, party level,
yes,
and some decency in the, workings of getting people elected to offices, what are we talking about? And these are the people we are relying upon or on to give us some kind of change come 2023.
Yes, we are relying upon them. 2023 is around the corner, and yet we cannot get our act together in terms of the political parties. But at the end of the day, some are suggesting that those are the teething problems that you experience when you are building a so-called democracy. But yes, it is very, very disheartening, the level and the scale of desperation that is being demonstrated, even within our political parties. Some will say it's because of poverty. Some will say it's more poverty of ideas rather than poverty of the pocket.
All right. So you said you didn't notice any violence of
yes,
sort around the
Adamasingba.
state. Precisely. But if you go, excuse me, where they had the parallel Congress.
Yeah, Jogger.
A jogger.
Yeah.
You saw what happened there. We saw pictures.
Yes.
We
Well,
had some interviews yesterday too.
Of course. I mean, the narrative of the PDP will be that yes, there were a few disgruntled elements there, but the suggestions are that there were more than a few disgruntled. There were many disgruntled. So the question happens: what happens to the PDP? What is quite clear is that in terms of governance, the governor has done creditably well. Many will say, but in terms of party political management, some will say it's been abysmal.
Well, the factional chairman, Michael Okunlade, who emerged as the chairman on Saturday, lamented that the governor has sidelined them in the affairs of the state. Yeah. That's their grievance. And he said the attention of the governor had been drawn to their grievances, but he has refused to acknowledge their demands. And that's why they had to come together to have a parallel Congress on Saturday. Meanwhile, at the venue of the Congress, over 50 vehicles were alleged to have been destroyed.
You said alleged?
Yeah, over 50 vehicles.
I'm just looking at the way we use the word alleged.
Yeah.
All right, used for pictures. We conducted interviews yesterday.
But we don't know how many precisely. That's why I say
you're talking about the figure here.
Yeah, the figure.
Yes, not that it happened.
No, not that it happened.
Oh, great. Okay.
We can't ascertain the figure, right?
But what's interesting is that the governor at the PDP Adamasingba kept on talking about the olive branch and kept on saying that the tent of the PDP is an open tent and that these people are welcome back anytime. So olive branch from the governor, but the other side is saying no, we ain't coming back or we are going our own way. Let's see where it will end. But somewhere along the line, somebody's going to lose.
All right. Meanwhile, Dayo Gungbenro is the state chairman of the PDP under the Sheyi Makinde-led Congress. That's the information there. Well, the headline there, your PDP produces 2 chairmen in state congresses. All right, we'll be opening the phone lines now, and you can join the conversation. 070-550-949, 080-970-949. Which one of these stories resonates with you this morning? We'll be looking at some of these headlines more, but we'll be giving you the opportunity to air your own view. If you're doing that, kindly make it very brief this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning. 009-7000-949, 0705-5000-949. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yeah.
It's Comrade Maru.
Go on.
In respect of the brouhaha and the party problem in PDP, I want to talk to the member of the public, the electorate. They should please be careful. Those who want to request for their votes, because I do not believe in gastarrism, whereby you resort to violent destruction of property because you want to serve the people. I want to beg the electorate to please look at those who are destructive, those who are power hungry, because those who are not coming to serve there. They are going to the power to wreak out.
Hello, comrade. Hello. It's still on the line.
Okay, might be some network issues. 070-550-949, 080-970-949. Those are the numbers to call to join this conversation. If you're there, let's hear your voice. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. My name is Adeshu Yobolola from UI.
All right, let's have your thoughts.
God bless Nigeria, because Nigerian legitimacy is negotiable. How do I mean? I don't know, maybe you guys in today are following a trending custom officer from a section of the country. He was employed that day according to information and got promoted that day and doesn't even understand anything about that thing. He's coming from a section of the country. The section of the country, you go enter same school with 10 points in JAM. Another section will produce 160. A section of the country, they are in the power. Now, after agreement, they said no Sony again because of their population advantage. Such a country and the other side of the country, they are not supposed to be in the same place. And that negotiation should come now before it gets out of hand. That's the best of today.
All right. Thank you. Well, Doctor, you saw the video too of that gentleman there. Some say could have been excitement on the part of the man, well, also just maybe the demerit of the quota system that we talk about from time to time.
Well, quota system, well, I don't know where that has got us to, but some would say that it has its own value in that respect. But what is quite clear, I would say that without glossing over what has been said, is that we must come together, we must talk, we must examine the fundamentals. Why is it that we need an IPOB in this country? Why is it that we need Yoruba separatists? Why have they arisen all of a sudden? There used to be a time when it was taboo and nobody spoke about such things. But they become mainstream. These discussions are mainstreaming, and the only way that you can take the sting out of it is by being in the open, talking about it, and looking at the fundamentals. What will a Nigeria look like without Southeast? What will Nigeria look like without the North? I mean, we have to ask these questions. We're not saying we want it, but we must ask these questions, and we must put these questions to the fore.
Let's go on another break. When we return, it will be time to, of course, we'll take more calls. Then we'll just have a few days after the commercials.
32 FM
94.9.
Yo, so they call you a dance legend. One move, and you have their attention. Then, when you start to crumb to the beat, everyone goes wild, screaming for more. But all of the people in your area know you. Here's your chance to move from local champion to record breaker. Let your dance skills take you and your crew to the top at the Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria Dance Competition, where you get to face off with Nigeria's finest. Grab your share of 84 million naira in prizes money and stand a chance to represent Nigeria at the Battle of the Year World Tournament. Go ahead, visit glowbotynigeria.com now to enter. 84 million naira prize money, unlimited fame. Glow Battle of the Year Nigeria. Dance Unlimited.
ẹ jẹ́ n sọ fún yín pa Zainabu bó bá ti jí láàárọ̀ yóò kọ́ jẹun tó dáa yóò wá gbé pabambarì lé lórí Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 ara ti mókùnù ọpọlọ ti jí pépé iṣẹ́ yá.
lẹ́ òjò.
káàárọ̀ Zainab. ìdí nù ti fi máa pegedé lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
jọ̀ọ́ bá náwó mú wéhùn.
àti pàápàá ń bi eré Didion syrup of hemoglobin ní èròjà vitamin B12 nínú tí yóò mú kọ́pọlọ àtara rẹ̀ ó jí pépé ní ìgbáradì fún àṣeyọrí tí ọ̀lẹ́gbẹ́ ń gbà gbogbo. mu ṣíbí méjì Didion péré lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ṣíbí lásán tàbí kọ́ pòpọ̀ pẹ̀lú ohun mímu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò tó bá fẹ́ràn. ọ̀yá gbéra ńlẹ̀ bí akọni pẹ̀lú Didion.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say. Take Didion's.
Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 agbára tí ń roni lágbára ẹ kàwé pélébé inú rẹ̀.
láti gòkè àgùnlà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà kọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo òǹwáṣẹ́ ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ̀ yìí ń kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́ ó ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 08168737222.
ó fẹ́ bẹ́gbẹ́ pé kó láwùjọ àwọn kòsíkòsí gbogbo ìgbà kó sì máa gbọ́ bùkátà pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn. ẹgbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing cooperative investment credit society limited ladobani matosi ti ń bá ní pinlẹ̀ ọ̀la nílànà káràkátà àwọn kò ṣe é mọ̀ ní ojoojúmọ́ bíi herbal food supplement àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. bẹ́ẹ̀ lè tó ẹ̀yáwó ọlọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan dúró dè ọ́ bó ṣe ń darapọ̀ mẹ́gbẹ́ alájẹsẹ́kù multilevel marketing tí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ bá sì darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pẹ̀lú owó yín ó máa jèrè tabua lóṣooṣù. bákan náà ni gbogbo ẹni tó bá dókòwò pẹ̀lú wa láti sin yìí ló máa gbẹ̀bùn fáànù jẹnẹrétọ̀ tẹlifíṣàn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ èyí wà fájọyọ̀ bá a ṣe ń pín ọdún kan lóṣù October ọdún tá a wà yìí ẹ kàn sí multi-level marketing ní health concern building lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ MRS filling station nítòsí Bishop Phillips Academy Ìwó Road Ìbàdàn àtẹ̀kálẹ̀ iṣẹ́ wa ní Stanbic Bank building Niger West area Challenge Ìbàdàn pé 090-5000-4816 090-5000-4816.
Center Fresh. I feel the freshness. I got the confidence. With the liquid fuel chewing gum, not Center Fresh. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel so fresh. I feel so fresh. I got confidence. Center Fresh. The correct chewing gum, not Center Fresh. No darling with Center Fresh. Center Fresh chewing gum. Trust the freshness.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pains wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
For those wondering why Schweppes now comes in a new ginger flavor, experience tells us. The boldest flavors have the most character. Introducing new Schweppes Ginger, a new flavor made with over 200 years of experience.
lẹ́nìkan bá ń bi mí ohun tí mo máa ṣe tí bá jowó tó tówó gidi mo ronú mílíọ̀nù kan náírà àbí ìyẹn ò tó nǹkan kan rárá bóyá pẹ̀lú bíi 5 tàbí 10 mo lè.
mú àlárere rẹ ṣẹ pẹ̀lú ìpolongo Airtel Recharge and Blow níbi tí gbogbo èèyàn ti jẹ́ olúborí ra owó ìpè dójú àmì lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ kó o sì gbádùn ẹ̀bùn owó tó tó 100 mílíọ̀nù náírà ìpolongo yìí ń wá sópin ní oṣù December ọdún 2021 fún àlàyé síwájú sí testa 444*4#.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, welcome back from the commercial break. That was a long one. We go now straight to the phone box. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Alhaji Asalam Kayode Muzaudin from Coca-Cola. On the various party congresses, I think, like Dr. Ojedokun Azali said, if we don't have internal democracy, I don't know how we can deliver good governance to the people. So the spirit of give and take should be upheld in our political party, so that we can have the time and a kind of synergy to deliver on the goods to the electorate who have been suffering all this year, standing in the rain and the sun to elect those that will represent them. Unfortunately, most of us politicians, I use us because I'm a politician too, we have not been doing good to these people, and we have to change our this thing, our operation, because if the larger society is better, our own family too will be better for it. But if otherwise, our own family too will not have the normal rest of mind we're supposed to have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Alaji. I mean, trying to say that what we have, the current picture of our politics, okay, is just maybe a reflection of politics at the party level. NAF denies paying bandits, accuses Wall Street Journal of fueling insecurity in Nigeria. We'll get your reaction to that story. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
My name is Daniel Okereke. I'm from Okechulu in Ibadan here.
Good to have you.
I just want to comment on the comment of Alhaji Kingibe that Nigeria's unity is negotiable, which is quite right. If it is not negotiable, it means that all the nationalities that make up Nigeria
they are held at gunpoint, just like being kidnapped and put somewhere in this contraption called Nigeria. If it's not negotiable, it must be negotiable. Likewise, secondly, the S-men, if they want to be S-men, they can be S-men within their own domain. There's no problem with this country if they can be what they want to be within their own domain, but they don't trespass into other people's domain. So there won't be any problem in this country. So that is why it is negotiable. We have to sit down and negotiate this country called Nigeria. Good morning.
Right, thank you, Daniel Okereke. 009-7000-949, 0705-500949. Hello.
Morning, Tayo.
Good morning.
Chike, good morning. Dr. Jedoku, this is okay.
Good morning.
Doctor, you asked the question I've always been asking. How come the separatist seems to be more open now? It's more rampant now. People are shouting on it. That means we need to talk. If we keep evading this, we keep causing troubles for ourselves and to ourselves. So I actually think the best thing we can just do now is everybody should sit and talk. We need to talk. We can't evade it. Until we do that, this whole thing will keep causing trouble, and we might never ever go beyond where we are. Where we are not comfortable. How will we get to where we ought to be? We need to ask such questions. And on party primaries and all the shenanigans that is going on, like our ex-president said, Obasanjo, I did laugh. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you. Now, the Nigerian Air Force has described as false a newspaper report. It paid 20 million naira to some bandits in exchange for an anti-aircraft gun earlier seized from troops.
Yes, I'm relieved that they've come out with that statement. But what's quite clear is that these people, terrorists I call them, have the capacity to bring down planes. They've done it before. And we're wondering, how could they possibly have the capacity? So the narration there is not completely false. I don't know about people being paid money. What I do know is that they have access to sophisticated weaponry. And we're not dealing with ragtag bandits, but we're dealing with full-scale terrorists. And the earlier we realize that and deal with them accordingly, the better. As to the details, as to Wall Street doing anything, I think we are the ones fueling our own insurgency.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Olufemi from Oyo.
All right, let's have your thoughts quickly.
I just want to talk on this issue of IPPIS.
Go ahead.
If federal government is not ready, something should be done. Specifically at the University of Ibadan here, I can mention the particulars of the person involved. By this October, the person will have been a person who have not received the salary for good 4 months. And he has written good 8 letters. Even yes, and that's what we were discussing. He said he has written 8 letters to Abuja, even to the university, but no response. And since then, nobody has even attended to his issue without any, and he has been working left, right, and center. Nobody has even, till now, he did not know why he has not been paid. And even his total stoppage, not that his salary was reduced for good 4 months. What are they doing?
Right, Olufemi, thank you. Doctor,
yes.
The IPPIS,
yes.
When the boss there was reacting to that, he said those who are experiencing these irregularities are the architect of their own travails, that this wouldn't be happening to them except that maybe there are some things they've not done well or properly.
Well, I'm not sure it's that some things they've not done well. You see, the whole purpose of the IPPIS is to capture all the recurrent expenditures, salaries and movements of all public servants, wherever they are, except the military. And that's an humongous task. And what they did initially was to rely on people giving their details. The ASU refused to do that in most of instances. You know what the federal government has done? They've pulled the details themselves. And when you pull the details of people without the cooperation of people, there are bound to be errors.
So those who are not being paid now are those who missed out on the biometric exercise. Is that true?
Yes, that would be it. So if you missed out on biometrics and you did not voluntarily give your details, then there are likely to be errors and there are likely to be mistakes. And that's the self-correction that is taking ages to occur. But 4 months is unconscionable. I don't even know how they survive. 4 months.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, 070550949, 08097,949. Those are the numbers to call to join this conversation this morning. Okay, let's take a comment from YouTube. Omo Tolani Abiola, Omo Bashorun. Okay, greetings to you. He's saying Nigeria's unity is negotiable if this present administration led by President Buhari does not do the needful by restructuring the whole system. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Good morning.
You have Solomon on the line. I'm calling you from
Good
Lagos.
to have you, Solomon. Good to have you.
The parallel congress from the two major political parties. Tayo, I want to tell you this morning, by 2025-27, we will still come and call on your radio, continue to lament. Look, the fact has shown, and it has clear, that these two major political parties cannot take us anywhere, except if we want to deceive ourselves. They cannot take. See, they will jump from PDP to APC, from APC to PDP. You will see what is going to happen. Nigerians will still come in 2025-27, still be lamenting. They cannot take us anywhere. Look at these two major political ones. They cannot handle the affairs.
So what is the way out, Solomon? What is the way out?
The way out, look, I always tell people, it is people that make party, not parties make people. Look, if Nigeria decided today to abandon these two major political parties, people are talking about structure. Who made the structure? Is it not people? If the masses are ready today, I'm telling you, we take over that power from these two major political parties. But we are not ready. It's either you vote for PDP or APC. And if you continue with that, look, the book of lamentation will continue till kingdom come. Thank you.
Thank you, Solomon. Dr. we referred to, not high now, we referred to some of these, they call them mushroom political parties as pretenders. And so people don't patronize them. They look out for the prominent ones. That's the PDP and APC.
Well, I object to the reference to them as mushrooms because you never know. They could one day, you understand, become the main political parties.
One day.
One day. So, yes, they may not be that relevant anymore, but I think they keep the main political parties on their toes. They know that if they fall down, then all these so-called mushroom political parties may be better placed to take their place. All it needs is just some financiers, a group of financiers coming together and hijacking one of them, and then you have another viable alternative to the main two political parties.
All right, we have to go now. We just have to go. Thank you, Doctor, for featuring on this edition of the Break of Dawn newspaper review this morning. My name is Chike Obogu, wishing you a very, very, very positive week ahead. Good morning.
Up next is Smart Kids Show with INT'L. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning.